In my new book, Teaching Rebooted, I discuss how the science of learning can help transform your classroom practice. Initially, I talk about my frustrations with educational research and how it hasn't made it into the classrooms as much as it should have over the last few decades. Even though lots of the research that I cite in my book comes from over 20, 30, 40, 50, and sometimes even 100 years ago. We need more of a medical-like approach to educational research as a profession, and we need to start thinking about what works rather than just what we think works. I discuss miscommunications and misconceptions of research, how it's been too inaccessible for too long, maybe because it's been too long-winded, or even maybe too academic in its nature. I talk about also confirmation bias and how as teachers and senior leaders, we automatically seek out things that we agree with and research that agrees with our deep-seated beliefs rather than research that challenges our opinion and makes us think differently. One of the reasons I wanted to write this book was I wanted to make sure it was accessible enough for everyone in education. And that goes from trainee teachers to NQTs all the way through to senior leaders so you can understand it and use it the very next day. The chapters that I've written cover all the areas of science of learning which I think are really important. From retrieval practice, to spacing, interleaving, questioning, assessment, feedback, learning versus performance, cognitive science, dual coding, and metacognition. Each chapter is split into 3 sections. Firstly, Teacher 1.0. This is a frank examination of what we've been doing wrong as teachers and as educational professions for so long that's at odds with the educational research out there. Then I take a succinct look at 2 pieces of educational research and make it really accessible so you can get right down to the nitty-gritty straight away without having to look through all of those inaccessible research reports. And finally, Teacher 2.0. This gives you 4 different practical ways in each chapter of how you can actually implement those things into your classroom immediately the next day. So there's over 40 practical ideas packed in this book ready for you to use. If you want to know more about this, pick up a copy of my new book, Teaching Rebooted, today.